Hey guys, Questionable Lock here. Carson Marsh, special guest Erik Morris coming back for part 2 of our 49ers. And I guess we can have Dolphins in here, free agency special. A lot of news coming with this trade. Erik, let's talk about what is your main impression of this trade? I mean, what's your grade for the 49ers? What are your guys doing?
I love what the 49ers did. Last time I was actually on here with you, I predicted the 49ers would trade up for a QB, and I'm very happy they pulled the trigger and got a deal done. Sacrificing a couple of first-round picks for the next couple of years is worth it to me as long as Kyle Shanahan feels like he can get his guy that he feels confident with going forward for the next 10 years.
All right, so let's talk about that. Ideally, who that guy would be, because Trevor Lawrence is going to 1. A lot of rumblings that Zach Wilson's going 2 now after a super impressive pro day. So you have Trey Lance, Justin Fields, maybe even throw Mac Jones in there. Who would be the ideal option for Shanahan and his offense? Maybe to put a contender on the field for you guys.
Yeah, assuming Lawrence and Wilson do go 1-2, which it kind of seems like they will. I think the best option for the Niners is going Justin Fields out of Ohio State. He's very accurate. He can make throws to every part of the field. He has a strong arm, and he has great deep ball accuracy. As 49ers fans know, Super Bowl a couple years ago came down to just one overthrow on a post. But and that's a throw Justin Fields is going to need to make, and I think he can make. And I think Kyle Shanahan really wants that, along with the mobility.
And it seems like Kyle really wants to get his guy. That can't be said enough that coaches really want to get their guy when they come to a respective franchise. Do you think that – who do you think won this trade? Do you think this is a trade both sides won? You guys gave a lot of picks. I'm a Dolphins fan. So absolutely love how we got Laramie Tunsil. I think we got 4 first-round picks for him so far. But 49ers traded the 12, their 2021 third-round pick, and their first in 2022 and 2023. Do you think it's worth it in the end? And do you think that if Shanahan misses on this, do you think it could be fatal for his coaching career with 49ers and maybe even Jed York as well?
The Dolphins definitely did well in this deal. They got a couple first-round picks, got a third-rounder. But, so it's a win for the Dolphins. I think it's a win-win, though, in this case, because the Niners can get their guy. I do think there is pressure on Shanahan to make sure it's the right guy, but he's putting all his eggs in whoever he's eyeing. I would assume it's Justin Fields. I don't think he'd go for Trey Lance. He just didn't play that much in college. He only had 1 game last season. I just think the physical tools that Fields has are greater than what Mac Jones brings to the table. And so I do think that's who it's going to be. And there is a lot of pressure on this to be a hit. He can't really miss with this pick because, that would look awful after dumping Jimmy G. But I do feel confident in Shanahan's ability to identify the guy he wants and to get the guy he feels will help the 49ers in the long term.
So you mentioned Jimmy G. What do you think his future with the team is? Do you think he stays on the team this year, or do you think he's out by, let's say, draft night or before the season even starts?
Yeah, I think around the draft, I'm hearing rumblings about a little reunion with Bill.
Oh, God.
I think Belichick might miss him a little bit.
Belichick likes his face.
He's got Cam, but I think he misses a little Jimmy G. I think he misses that jawline a little bit. Yeah, his little scruff. I think Belichick misses that in the locker room. So
we will see. I don't know how much trade value Garoppolo would have. Something tells me maybe like a 4th or 5th round pick. I don't. It can't be that great. But that being said, would it? Garoppolo's what, 30 years old, 29 years old. He's still pretty young. So
he's 28, I want to say.
28. So I don't know if it makes a lot of sense to have a guy sit under him for a year or something. Because from the way I look at it, Justin Fields seems more pro ready than Zach Wilson. I feel like Zach Wilson you may want to sit him behind the guy for a couple games, let him adjust. But Justin Fields is a big guy. He played at Ohio State. I mean, he demolished Clemson literally by himself. So would you see Fields as the day one starter with Garoppolo on the roster?
So I'd see them moving on from Garoppolo, whether that be trading him or just cutting him around the draft, because it would save them $25 million in cap space moving forward for next year. And that, I mean, that's money that can go toward extending guys like Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Deebo Samuel, that they're going to need to pay in the coming years. So, I mean, that money can get freed up, and they'll save money by having a rookie QB. So I think Fields will be the day one starter. Shanahan did it with RG3 in Washington and had a lot of success from day one with him. Obviously, that didn't work out. But
yeah, granted for a year.
Yeah, but for a year, he was great. So I do think Fields or Mac Jones or Lance, whoever it ends up being, can come in and have success with Shanahan from day one.
And they still have their day 2 and day 4 pick in the second and fourth round. What is the biggest position? I mean, assuming they go quarterback with number 3, which I feel like is a lock, questionable lock at this point. Do you think they go cornerback with their second?
Yeah, I mean, it will depend who's on the board at that point, but I think they'll go corner or defensive end. They still need to shore up some holes on the roster with D end and corner, and also they're still looking for a slot receiver. My guy Amon-Ra St. Brown could be a target in the second round if he's available. But
if he's available, I mean, that would be a great value grab, especially that late.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I hope Amon-Ra goes in the first round and gets his dough, but if he falls that far, I'd love for him to be on the Niners.
Yeah, Elijah Moore too, Ole Miss could be great. So last time you were on the show, you said, I think your prediction was 12-4. I want to say. I think for the Niners. Wait, so with the I think 17 games is next season as well, or maybe that's the year after. But let's just say 12-4 at this point. Keep it 16 for what we said last time. Do you want to make any changes to that, or do you think the Niners still win their division? No,
I still think their ceiling for next year is the same with Fields or Garoppolo. I honestly think Fields can come in and do everything he'll need to do in Shanahan's offense, and Shanahan will make it as easy as possible for a rookie QB to come in and succeed from day one. So I think even if the offense is simplified a little bit, I don't think it will hamper the 49ers' goals for next season. I still think the goal is Super Bowl.
Yeah,
in the end.
It's I feel like it's rare you see a win-win trade for. I mean, if the 49ers do pick their right guy for the future, their new face of the franchise with 3, this could be one of the few times you see a win-win trade for both franchises. Dolphins move to pick 12, trade the 2022 first round pick and the 12th for the 6th to the Eagles. They move to 6. I mean, I think they're still in great position to get maybe Jamar Chase. I don't see why the Bengals would pass on Panay, especially after Joe Burrow got injured last year. But I feel like they move back to a spot where they can get one of the same guys they wanted at 3, maybe get Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts even. And then the 49ers, you're at 3. You have a great chance to get a really good quarterback for the next couple of years. So I feel like for both teams, maybe you give them an A grade for both. I'm going to give my Dolphins an A+, obviously. They're reloading on draft picks for sure. And I feel like this is also gives Tua the shot to be the guy. If it doesn't work out, you have first-round picks to do it. I mean, Deshaun Watson, with all of his civil cases right now, it's not looking too great for him. I don't see how his draft value or his trade value would go up with 16 or 17 Bill Cosby reports. So we definitely will see how this trade will affect both teams. I mean, this is going to have huge ramifications for the next couple of years. So what grade would you give the 49ers on this trade?
I'm also going to give the 49ers an A+. I love the guts of Kyle Shanahan to go after and get his guy, trade up, get who he wants with the 3rd pick. I do think it's a win-win for both the 49ers and the Dolphins. I'd agree. The Dolphins just picking at 6, they're still going to get whoever they want. whether it's Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Kyle Pitts, whoever's there, they can get someone that can help out Tua a lot. So it's a great trade for them. It's a great trade for the Niners going forward if they feel like they have a franchise quarterback for the long run. The only team that I feel like doesn't get an A+ here is the Eagles because they need some weapons surrounding Jalen Hurts, and I don't know if the top tier receiver will be there. If I think all of Smith, Chase, and Pitts will be gone at that point. So I don't know from their standpoint if it was a great deal for them, but for the Dolphins and Niners, I think they both got the better end of this deal.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. I'll give the Dolphins an A+, like I said before. I'll give you guys an A- just because you still got to pick the right guy, and then the Eagles maybe a B. I mean, you may have Jalen Waddle on the board at that, but coming off of a torn ACL, he really was the guy at Bama before Devontae Smith. Devontae Smith was always there, but I mean, he's coming off a torn ACL, still could get a good guy. Still don't know what the future is with Jalen Hurts, but they're definitely taking themselves out of the quarterback race. And the Dolphins, for that matter, I never thought they were going to take a quarterback. There are some idiots on their mock drafts putting them taking a quarterback, but I think it was always going to be either Deshaun Watson or Tua. And I'm glad they're sticking with him for at least another year, see what happens. But I mean, celebration all around. Unfortunately, though, I'm going to have to be rooting against the 49ers in every game, I think, for the next 2 years. Or I guess 2022, I can root for you guys, but not for 2021 or for whatever pick we have. Hopefully it turns into another Texan situation.
Yeah, I mean, my hope is that the Dolphins picks out of this deal are number 32 for the next 2 years.
Hey, well, I mean, we'll see.
That's what we're expecting. It's Super Bowl or bust. And
you got your 4-year window before you got to pay your guy if he pans out. So we will see. But as always, special guest Erik Morris, thank you for coming on again, giving us some of the 49ers outsider knowledge. As always, this is Questionable Lock. I'm Carson Marsh, and thank you guys for watching. More to come.